Welcome to the Mid Podcast, where we talk about geek stuff, Marvel, whatever we want to tonight. We have a special guest tonight because we're discussing musicals. So, our friend Emmy from the Avengers podcast, please check them out, they're awesome, is joining us tonight to discuss our favorite musical, Hamilton.
Yay! Thank you
Yay,
so much for having me. Yay!
You are so welcome. I'm glad you could make it. So we watched Hamilton this afternoon because it's been a while since I watched it.
I watched it. Go ahead.
I just love it.
Yeah. I've seen it probably 4 or 5 times, and I just got on a musical kick at the beginning of Christmas break where I was like, I have to watch all of them. So I watched it last week before Christmas because it's a Christmas movie.
Well, my daughter called me right before Christmas. I guess tickets went on sale. And she's like, Mom, I got you a Christmas present. We're going to see Hamilton in April. And it's like the week before her birthday.
That's so exciting.
Like, I guess I need to make sure my credit card's paid off because she'll be wanting a lot of stuff. And I'll be like, this is your birthday.
Are you going to see it in New York on Broadway?
No, it's coming to one of our performance centers here in town.
Okay.
So we have in Durham, we have what they call DPAC. It's the big performance center. And we've seen Lion King, Anastasia, Phantom, and Aladdin there. And this one is coming to our new performance center closer to our house.
Oh, I drove to Durham to see Battle of the Seasons, RuPaul's Drag Race. So I know what you're talking about with the DPAC, but yeah. I've not seen any musicals there.
Yeah. The first one we went to was the Lion King, and I bought her tickets for Christmas. And I remember she's like, Mom, the Lion King's coming to DPAC. And I'm like, okay, well, how much are tickets? And she's like, oh, they're like $89. And I'm taking a bath at the time. I'm like, okay, well, just get my green card out of my wallet and buy tickets. And like, she's asking 50 million questions. Are you sure? Yes, use the green card. If I tell you to do it, that means do it. So, and that was her first live musical she's went to see. We've seen Anastasia at DPAC too.
Okay.
And then she was supposed to see Anastasia in Charlotte when she was at college, and it got canceled because of COVID. And we've seen Les Mis in Charlotte.
Oh, I love Les Mis. That was another one that I binged last week.
Yeah, we took Brendan to see it in the movie theater when they created the movie with Anne Hathaway.
Yeah.
And he looks at me, he's, Mom, I didn't know Hugh Jackman could sing.
I know, right? He's
and
very
then I'm like,
talented.
He's won Tony Awards, which are the equivalent to like Oscars on Broadway, Brendan. He can sing. He's very talented.
In my defense, I was like 10 when it came out.
Yeah.
So I only knew him as Wolverine at the time.
And man, Wolverine can sing.
That's right. While he's killing you, he can sing.
Yeah.
The death.
I saw Les Mis with my grandparents, and they were like, my grandpa was a very gruff, like, kind of person, like, just, you know, he was in World War II, like, he was just a very, like, you know, macho, like, I don't like singing and whatever. And I was like, I mean, post the credits, I was just boo-hooing, just, oh god, because it's so, oh my gosh, it really got me. My grandpa stood up and he was like, that was good, I like the fighting. I was like, I still need to collect myself. I'm not done being sad yet, Grandpa. Calm down.
I've also seen Jekyll and Hyde and Miss Saigon when I was in college at Atlanta. We seen it at the Fox Theater.
Oh, I would love to see Jekyll and Hyde. The music from that is really good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes. And one of the guys that was in Jekyll and Hyde was, he played on One Life to Live, which was the soap opera back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, and I was dating a guy at the time I went with, and I was like, I know him from somewhere. Like, he's on TV, and I can't remember what it was. And then I started skimming through the program. It's like, oh, he was on One Life to Live, and I watched that. That's where I know him from. But I wish I would have got to see the version where Sebastian Bach from Skid Row was in it. because he played Jekyll, I think on the Broadway version. I would have loved to seen him.
Wow. I don't know that I've actually like gone. Oh no, I take that back. Don Quixote. I think that's the only one in Spamalot, and the only musicals that I've seen live in theater. Is Don Quixote even a musical?
It might be. I'm not sure.
I never heard of it.
It's a book.
Oh.
That was a long time ago.
It's a book. If you're in like honors classes, like honors English classes, that's books you have to read, Brandon. You wouldn't know about that.
Oh.
Your sister would know about that.
The only honors class I took was history.
Yeah, you got that from your mom. So let's get into Hamilton.
Oh, let's get into Hamilton. I'm not throwing away my shot.
There you go. There's on the printer, Brendan, I made a list of songs from Hamilton.
I see them right here in my hand.
Yes. So, Act 1. What did you think about that first act of Hamilton?
It's so good. The first act is it's mesmerizing, and it's the way that Lin-Manuel Miranda writes music. It's just, I had a friend say last night, it's clunky. Like, it's just a lot thrown at you, but clunky sounds bad. It's just, I don't know. It's so catchy. It's catchy, and there's a lot of information that he throws at you at one time.
Mm-hmm.
And I still like the like opening line of I can't get it right. The an orphan born of a whore with and I have no idea what the actual like right way to say
I know
it
what you're talking about.
But it's just so like from that moment, just absolutely hooked.
I also like his idea of having Aaron Burr tell the story. The man that kills him is telling his story.
Yeah, that's good.
Instead of like a friend, like you could have had George Washington tell it, you could have had his wife tell it. No, you have Aaron Burr, and I love Leslie doing Burr. Like, he was awesome in that role.
I put it on the Discord. I'm just gonna say it here. I had a sex dream about the guy who plays Aaron Burr.
Leslie O'Donnell Jr.
Yep. 4 or 5 days ago.
Wait, Mom, when we were watching it, what did you say? It was near the end of it. Oh, what was it?
I forgot.
You said something about Emmy liking A. Burr or something.
Yeah.
I
said this is why Emmy had that sexual dream of Aaron Burr.
If I were to pick somebody, I feel like it would be the guy who played Lafayette. Like, he has that like that swagger and that like confidence that I really enjoyed his bits of it. I think more, but my subconscious was like, no, girl, you need you some Aaron Burr. It's okay. The police stopped us because we were in a parking lot.
Well, I mean, when you got to get your groove on, you got to get your groove on. I ain't knocking nobody for that.
It was the parking lot of the theater. I'm not sure if I was like stalking the cast of Hamilton but yeah. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure we were next to one of our cars. Could have very easily just gotten in the car and done it.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is.
It's a dream logic, man.
I think, what is it? I think David Diggs plays Lafayette and Jefferson, don't he, Brendan?
Yes.
He's also in that show on TNT, Snowpiercer, about the train. It has Sean Bean in it too.
Ooh. And Sean Bean hasn't died yet?
No.
He usually dies.
No, they haven't killed him off yet. But I like the catchy tunes in it too. Because those are like songs you'll be like, all of a sudden you hear them and they just stick in your head all day and you're humming them around the house or wherever you're going.
Yes. Very,
I mean, Brendan was
very
even
much.
singing all the songs today while we were watching it.
I enjoy Hamilton. What can I say?
It's really fantastic. And it's that and Les Mis both, and Dr. Horrible Sing Along Blog. Once I watch them, the songs stick with me for weeks after, and I'll just like catch myself humming. Like today, today it's been from Dr. Horrible Sing Along Blog. Everyone's a hero in their own way. I've been singing that like nonstop, even though I watched it like days ago, and it'll continue on into, I don't know, February. I will not stop because they're earworms. They just wiggle their way in and they're just there.
Mm-hmm. So we need to talk about King George and Hamilton.
Oh,
awesome.
Love me some King George.
Funny as hell.
He's very funny. And the first time I watched it, I had to rewind it when he was singing and the spit come out of his mouth.
Yeah.
I was like, he did not just spit. Let me rewind this real quick. He did. Oh, that made it even better.
Oh, it's so good. Did you guys know that he's also the voice of Kristoff in Frozen?
I did know that. Somebody told me about it.
Yeah.
I think I had heard that too.
I find Kristoff very attractive and I find King George very unattractive. And so that really, my mind does not like that.
That's something that plays tricks on your mind right there.
Yeah. But yeah,
he can sing too. He can sing.
Yeah.
I love his little dance.
He did a fantastic job. I mean, that's probably the most iconic song from the whole thing.
Yeah.
And his like emotion.
I get stuck singing his little songs too.
Yeah. One of my friends
little
does
da 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 parts. Yeah.
All the time, especially right after we watched it, and she was just all the time, just la da da dee da 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 dee. I didn't do it right just then, but that's cool.
I actually had the part of the song where he says oceans rise, empires fall. I used to have that in my email as a saying.
Oh, nice.
Every email I sent out, it had that saying in it.
That is awesome.
I was like, y'all need to go see Hamilton. That's because people would ask, like, where is that from? I was like, it's from Hamilton. You need to go listen to it. And like, it's even catchy for kids. Like, it got kids into wanting to learn about history just from Hamilton. And I was like, this is awesome.
8th grade curriculum is where they learn about the revolution, and they, at my school at least, they just did all of that. And the teacher was like, I'm going to show them Hamilton at the end of the semester. And they did like a one pager where they had to like what have you learned about the American Revolution? And they put them up in the hallway, and the depictions of King George that some of our students came up with were fantastic. And I went up to the teacher. I was like, did you show them Hamilton? And she was like, no, we haven't shown them yet. But like, I mean, it was spot on. Exactly nice. Him.
Nice.
It was, I mean, it's cool. And I think all the kids absolutely loved the movie too, or the musical, the video of the play. Is that what you're called?
Also, with your, colleagues showing it, it might get them into liking musicals. Like, I did chorus for 6 years in school. I did 7th and 8th grade in middle and all 4 years of high school. And when we hit high school, that's all we did was musicals. That was our big spring show, were musicals.
Awesome.
So, like, I've done chess, we did Les Mis, we did Hair, we did Starlight Express. So I was like, oh, these are really cool. That's how I got into liking musicals.
Yeah. When I was in high
in
school,
chorus.
yeah, when I was in high school, I was in Greece.
Nice.
I played Patty Simcox, the awful cheerleader.
I remember her. I can see her face right now as you said that.
I think
I think we did a number from Greece when I was in 8th grade. Or something.
When you were in 8th grade?
Yeah, when I was in 8th grade, the chorus teacher made us do a number from Greece.
Oh, okay.
For some performance, like we were doing like an all-county performance thing or something. And it was like all the middle schools, we all met one day, learned all the choreography, learned all the songs, and then we performed it the next day.
Wow. It's a lot to learn.
It was a lot to learn, but it was fun. It got me out of school for a day. I'm all about, missing class for a field trip for another class.
Yeah. Even as a teacher, I'm like, please take me on all the field trips.
You'll be the chaperone.
Yeah. Chaperone the hell out of these kids.
So what would be your favorite song from the whole musical of Hamilton?
You asking me or Brendan?
Both of you.
I don't know.
I'm gonna let Brendan go first.
This is tough because all of them are good in their own way, and I love all of them. But mine's gonna be "Wait for It." I love that song. I just love that song.
I don't know the titles of anything. I really love the song that Angelica does. What is it called? She does the
one where she said she's gonna see Thomas Jefferson and get him to put women in the sequel.
Yes.
Work.
Yes.
I think it's called
Work. Yeah. I love that one.
Yeah, I like that one. I think my favorite might have to be the opening number where Thomas Jefferson comes back. What did I miss?
Yeah, that's good. Dang. Oh, there's so many good ones. I really loved the Duel, like when they were doing the Duel song and they were laying out all the rules. That was a really good moment, not just with the song, but the way that they used the stage and the rotating and it was just that was real neat to watch.
Yeah, I like the sets because they were so simplistic, but they fit into the story as they were telling the story. So I like that. And anyone that's made sets before, which I have for chorus, that's a pain in the butt to do.
For some reason, my school took away their chorus program. And the year that COVID hit, we had a group of kids that were working on doing Lion King, the musical. And this is actually just a really sad story. The chorus teacher at the time, who is a close friend who I love, she worked really hard on the sets, and then COVID happened. The performance never happened. And so the sets were just sitting there, and I watched them take them to the dumpster, and I was like, oh God, it hurt my heart to watch. It was mostly just like paintings, because middle school, like, what else are you gonna do? You're not gonna have somebody like flying through the sky or anything, but like,
no, we had to build steps, like tier steps. We built all kinds of stuff. Backdrops, everything.
Wow.
Yeah, our teacher made us do it all.
No, I think when they did Annie the year before, it was just like 3 triangles, and it was like the New York skyscape, and then the inside of what's his face, the bald guy, Daddy Warbucks. Yeah,
his house,
and the inside of his house, and then like the orphanage. But yeah, nothing elaborate. Like I would not trust I wouldn't trust myself to build steps. Good God.
I guess my teacher just wanted to give us the whole experience and like, well, you're gonna do it all, and I'm like, okay. So, and like, you would come after, stay after school and work on it. She'd give you extra credit. I'm like,
Wow.
already have an A in the class. I just liked the teacher and wanted to hang out with the teacher, so I would just stay and help.
That's awesome.
And then, like, if I needed to skip class for something, she'd be like, yeah, go ahead, because I was there helping and other people weren't.
Yeah.
She was really cool. And then
That's
she moved to
awesome.
Romania my senior year. After I
Wow.
graduated, she moved to Romania.
That's
So what did you think about the costumes from Hamilton?
go ahead, Brendan.
Very cool. They're like 1700s costumes, and I don't know. I don't know a lot about 1700s clothes, so I'm guessing they were cool, entertaining.
Yeah, yeah. They were, yeah. At least my opinion. I wasn't alive then. They looked very accurate and they moved well with the dancing and the moving stage. Like it all came together very well. I liked it. And that's saying a lot because there wasn't a lot of glitter. And usually I like a lot of glitter.
I think we need to start dressing like that again.
Yeah, I do. I did really like the corset. I really wish that there was something that could hold everything into that nice hourglass shape.
Yes.
This, I say
for
that.
us that are not skinny and hourglass.
Yeah. I say that, but like I would hate it. I hate pants and bras, so I'm not sure that a corset is what I need.
That's the first thing that comes off when I come home is my bra. I'm like, it's got to go.
Yeah.
It has to go.
And then pants are right after that.
Yeah.
Immediately
then
after.
Yep. Now I need to get into like my sweats or shorts or something.
Oh, I just not Winnie the Pooh it. I Tommy Pickles it. Just no pants.
There you go. Well, when I was here by myself before Brendan come, I'd run around the house. It didn't matter. Like if I needed to grab something out of the laundry room, I would run and get it because I didn't have to worry about covering anything because there was nobody here.
Yeah.
Now he's here, and I was like, shoot, I gotta cover myself to go get something out of the bedroom or something out of the laundry room.
I feel like that's one of the reasons that like I don't know that a roommate situation would work out for me.
It might not, because you get used to being by yourself, and I've had to get used to him being here now, and then he's gonna be leaving soon. I'm like, dang, now I'm gonna have to get used to being by myself again because he's been here for almost 3 months. So
yeah, it's tough. At least I mean Brendan is your son, so like at least it's not like a true roommate situation where like you just bite their head off at any moment. Like mother-son relationship is a little different.
Yeah, I've had roommates before too, and sometimes you get really sucky roommates, like in college, because you don't get to pick who your roommates are.
Yeah.
Like I literally had a roommate that would go through my intimate drawer and take my stuff.
Oh my gosh.
To the point where my father called the dean and said, either you do something about the person in that room, or I'm gonna come put a lock on her door and she's gonna have a key and nobody else will. Needless to say, they got rid of my roommate.
Wow. I
was like, clothes I could get, but you're going through my underwear drawer.
That's such a specific thing too. Like I feel like my underwear probably fits like 0.01% of the population. Like you can't just like rifle through my underwear drawer and like find something that fits, you know? That's
I don't know. She was strange anyway, and I kept telling my dad, "You like this girl is strange."
Yeah.
And I want to get my own apartment. I want to move out of the dorms. And he's like, "You got like a year left. You might as well stay." And then she did that, and I called her, and I'm like, "Daddy, you better call the dean." I said, "Because they're not doing nothing. I've done complained 3 or 4 times." So my dad called and threatened to come put a lock on my door. He's like, "I live 6 hours away. I can be there by midnight tonight and have that lock up and leave by the time y'all know it."
my my freshman year, I also had a random roommate who I didn't know very well, and she, when we like parted, when the school year ended, we had lived an entire year together, and we had used her microwave, and she, on the last day, like moving out stuff, and she was like, "And you made the microwave smell like food." And I was like, "Bitch, that's what it's for." I don't understand why you're angry with me. And then she said that the rug that I brought sucked. It's like, okay, it's the last day of the semester, so deuces, middle fingers, bye.
My daughter's first year roommate, they graduated high school together, and they planned on rooming together. So her boyfriend was already there going to UNC Charlotte. So she was never there. So my daughter's like, I pretty much have the whole room to myself.
Oh, that's
because her roommate was never there.
Yeah.
And then her roommate like was top 11 in the graduating class. She goes to Charlotte. She gets put on academic probation. Then she gets kicked out and shows up the sophomore year. Didn't tell her parents she got kicked out. And then she's trying to talk my daughter into letting her, kind of put her stuff in her dorm room to say she has somewhere to stay. So her parents don't know she got kicked out.
Wow.
I told my daughter, I said, if you had done that to me, and granted, Charlotte is only a 2-hour drive from my house, but if you'd have done that to me, you would have been coming back and one of them tubs dead because I would have killed you.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, her parents packed her up, thought they were going to move her in, and she made up some excuse like, oh, well, there's a problem with housing or something. No, tell them the truth. Tell them you got kicked out because you didn't meet your academic probation goals.
Wow. The audacity.
The audacity. Like, I looked at my daughter and I said, if you ever got put on probation, you tell me. And then we'll go from there. I said, you don't do what she did. I said, because I would kill you.
Yeah. Wow.
Especially if I had spent a whole day packing you up the night before, loading my vehicle, driving down there, unloading the vehicle, only to find out I've got to load that vehicle back up and bring it back home.
Oh God. I would never have the gall to say to do my parents like that, or to, yeah. If I was a parent, if my kid did that to me, I would be so upset.
Oh yeah, I was like, if you ever did that to me, I would have killed her. I would have killed her. Like my dad, because he usually would go with us to move her in.
Mm-hmm.
He would literally had been pulling me off of her because I would kill her. And I'm like, if you do something wrong, I'm gonna find out about it anyway. So you might as well tell me up front so I can deal with it instead of not waiting until it's too late to deal with it and we can't get it fixed.
I will say though, that is a lesson that my mom will find out about anything wrong that I've done eventually. Like, that is a lesson that I learned too late. I will say that, because I was not a good child in high school.
Oh, me and my brothers couldn't do anything because my dad knew half of the police force in town.
Oh.
So if we did something, he knew about it before we even got home to tell him about it. And like my one brother, middle brother, he loved to race his car. My dad knew he was racing that car, and he finally come out and was like, why don't you put a different clutch in the car, because you're burning the clutch out every week. He says, I know you're racing the car. And he looked at my dad, he's like, well, how do you know that? He said, so-and-so officer told me because they were down at the racetrack, and you've replaced this clutch 3 times this month. A clutch does not burn out in a car that easily. So yeah, we couldn't do nothing without my dad knowing it.
That's awesome. That's a nice little
I
tool.
was the good kid, actually. My brothers were like always getting in trouble. I was the kid, believe it or not. We have so gone off the rails.
It's me. I'm sorry. I'm used to just veering off the rails.
We're good. We're good. I like it though. So, what about the choreography to Hamilton?
I mean, amazing. It's really good. And that circular stage was just so, the way that they used it was cool. The way that they danced around it was cool. Like it was neat. Like the choreography along with that set design, they knew what they were doing. They took like calculated steps to make sure that it looked the way that it did, and it worked.
Oh, especially like when they were walking, but they really wasn't walking because the stage was rotating.
Yes.
You're like, they're standing still, but they're walking.
Yeah, it was so cool.
Oh, I need one of those in my house, just like for exercise purposes. Like I'm exercising, but I'm not moving.
Like a horizontal hamster wheel.
Yeah. Yes, definitely, definitely. What'd you think about the choreography, Brendan?
I don't know a lot about dance. I guess it was good.
Now, I used to want to be a choreographer for Broadway when I was in high school because I loved chorus so much. Like that and history were my favorite two classes, and I was like, I want to be a choreographer.
That would be a really cool job.
That would be a cool job.
I feel like it would be really.
Instead, I ended up in the education field,
which is a great place to be.
So yeah, now I'm trying to work on becoming a college professor.
Cool. That is exciting.
Yes, I had my field of middle and high schoolers. I want college kids now.
Maybe, hopefully, eventually. I keep telling my middle school kids, I'll say well, I didn't graduate middle school this year, so I'm stuck here again next year. So
if that way, you ain't got to deal with all the BS like in middle school and high school, because you can just look at the college kids and be like, you're paying for this class. I don't care if you do the work or not. I'm still getting my check every month, so I'm good if you come to class or not. You're the one that's got to explain to your parents why you failed and why they just paid like $4,000 for this class that you failed, that you didn't show up to.
Are you wanting to, I'm taking us off the rails again.
You're sorry.
Fine. Are you wanting to teach history or are you wanting to teach education? History. That's awesome. I hope to get there one day to college.
Well, my ultimate goal is to have my PhD by the time I'm 52, and I'm 46 now. So that's my goal. Okay. And then my dad is like, well, as long as you're going to school, I'll pay all your bills and whatever, and you stay home and focus on school, so you don't have to work right now. And I'm like, yes.
That's awesome.
And then people make fun of me, like, you're that on your dad's paying your bills? Yes, but I'm trying to improve my situation, so that's why he's doing it, and I'm well loved. I'm sorry you're not. That's what I tell people when they say I'm spoiled. I'm not spoiled, I'm just well loved.
Yeah. Well, and going to school is that's a noble way to spend your time too. So, and it's hard to
especially
go to school
at my age, because most people my age is already set in their career.
Yeah. My grandpa used to say, like, oh, you should go back and get your PhD. It's like, no, I am done. I quit.
I've had a lot of my teacher friends say that. They're like, I'm done. I don't want to go back.
Yeah.
And then my poor daughter, she just graduated with her bachelor's degree in English in May. So she's going to grad school right now, and all she knows is school. And she's like, "Mom, I don't know what I'm going to do when I'm finally done with school."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's
And
the
like,
way to do it.
I'm gonna have my PhD by the time I'm 30, and I'm not gonna know what to do with myself because she's only known school and she's excelled at it.
Yeah. But that's I feel like that's the way to do it, because as soon as I was done with my master's and I just like cold turkey stopped school, I like you could not pay me money to go back and get a PhD right now. Could not.
So that's why, like, I'm working on mine right now. It's like I'm gonna have to go straight through because if I stop, I won't go get PhD part, and I'll be like, I'm done.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot of people's problems, that they stop and then they don't go back.
Yeah. I feel that. It's been I'm like removed from that now. It's been 7 years. And I'm still like, nope, I can't go back yet. No, thank you.
But you can do it online now, but I don't know when you would have time to do it.
Online, no. Online and me do not work well together. I took a history class online. I not cheated, but like I used the internet way too much and didn't learn anything. And I also took calculus online. Yeah, absolutely not. No, thank you.
Yeah, math, I would definitely have to be in a classroom setting because math is not my thing. So I know I couldn't do math online.
I took calculus online, but my friend, who is now a doctor, actually took calculus online because she had taken calculus and like understood calculus. And she got like halfway through the course and she was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And I was like, we're too far. You have to finish this. I have no idea what's going on anymore.
Yeah, that's how my daughter was like that when COVID hit and they sent everybody home and did virtual. She's like, Mom, I just can't. I can't concentrate. I'll start doing other stuff. And she's one of these people that has to be in the classroom setting. That's just her thing. And so she's like, I can't do this. I don't see how you do it because I do mine online. She's like, I don't see how you do yours. I said, you have to be really skilled at doing school online. And like there's some days like I'm writing a paper Sunday night, ain't even researched it anything, and I'm researching it Sunday night to get it in by midnight. And still getting like perfect scores on them. I'm like, I don't know how I'm doing it, but okay, whatever. I'm like, I'm following the rubric they sent me and putting what they need in there, and I guess the professors are like, okay, it's good enough. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Math is something that's really hard to teach and learn online. I will say, during the whole Ponderosa, when we were virtual, I was teaching the math, and it was sometimes it was just like, y'all aren't listening to me, and I don't want to listen to myself anymore. It's just droning on, and then you carry the 4, and it's just like, me and the
I don't see how them kids could get math online. Like, I just couldn't do that.
Not gonna lie, a lot of them didn't. A lot of them didn't.
And I know a lot of them probably wouldn't get in the classroom neither because I've been there, but it had to be more difficult doing it virtually.
Yeah.
Because math is something like you physically need to see it and explained, and it ain't like history. Hey, read this and we'll discuss it. Yeah. Or English or something.
It was.
Yeah, I feel for the poor kids that had to take math online.
It was difficult. I'm to the point where I'm like, we'll teach you some real life stuff. Let's do some money, and in middle school, I mean, but still, just like, hey, adding and subtracting with decimals, like that's important, and like maybe percentages, but
it's like I told my counselor, I'm like, why do I need to take math? I said, I'm working on a history degree. I don't need math. I can balance my checkbook and make sure my paycheck is right. That's the only math I need to know. I can add, subtract, divide, multiply. I'm good. I don't need all this algebra and geometry and stuff like that. Yes, I know the Earth is round. There you go. There's my geometry.
There's a lot of unnecessary stuff that goes into math. Sometimes it's, in my opinion, it's fun. In other people's opinion, it's torture.
Yeah, math is one of those acquired subjects.
Yeah.
Not everybody is gonna love math. Like my mom loves math. I hate math.
I didn't like math in high school. And then now that I teach it, I'm like, I love it. It's great. This is the best subject ever.
Well, it's because you teach it all the time now, so I guess you're used to it.
Yeah.
You got anything to say, Brenda? You just been sitting here and we just been rambling.
I know.
It's fine.
Off the rails.
I will say, going back to Hamilton, I will say that Lin-Manuel Miranda looks good in glasses. Like, he's sexy when he puts on his little spectacles. I was like, might need to do him. That's who you should be dreaming about, Amy, not Aaron Burr.
Something about Lin-Manuel Miranda, he doesn't appeal to me.
Well, like he didn't to me, except for that one time when he put his glasses on. I'm like, ooh, he's kind of sexy with glasses on. But when he takes them off, there's no appeal there for me.
No. How do you feel about Lin-Manuel Miranda's attractiveness?
He looks like a grandpa.
Oh my god, I think he's my age.
I know he's younger than me.
He looks like a grandpa. To me, at least.
Okay, this actually touches on the one gripe. This is going to be a gripe. It's an unpopular opinion. Okay. Lin-Manuel Miranda is a absolute complete genius. However, an actor and a singer, he is not. He should have picked somebody else to be Hamilton. Is that? Oh, the silence is.
I can see that. No, I can see that. I can see that. I do think there's others that were in the cast that were better than him, singing, acting wise. I think his skill is more like the writing and composing part.
Yes. And I feel like he was like, oh, I wrote this, I composed this, let me be in it. And it was like, but like, do you have to be?
And nobody's gonna tell him no because it's his musical.
Yeah. He's an absolute genius, but like that casting choice for me just wasn't the best.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see that. Because there's like some of the numbers in the show, I'm going, he sounds kind of cringy on. And I'm like, ooh. And like, I will fast forward. I'm like, if I'm listening to him in the car, I will skip the song. I'm like, I can't. I'm going to skip it to the next song.
Have you guys seen In the Heights?
I have not. I've been wanting to see it.
Okay. Fantastic. I'm assuming you guys have seen Moana?
I
have.
Fantastic.
I have.
Encanto. Have you guys seen that yet?
I have not. That's the one that's out in the theater right now, ain't it?
I think it's also on Disney Plus.
I'll have to check it out. I seen it preview. Maybe when I went to see Eternals. And it was like, I want to go see it. It looked really cute.
Yeah. I absolutely loved it. I talked to a friend yesterday who was like, I hated it. It was awful. But It's also Lin-Manuel Miranda musicals that are very good, in my opinion.
I think
Yeah. I mean, he writes good music.
Oh yeah.
The last animated Disney musical I watched was Coco, and we watched it for a week straight in school, so I got sick of it. So I thought it was good. I liked it. I got sick of it.
Coco was really good though, and I didn't see it until I showed it to my class this year, my homeroom, where we've been going back and watching Disney classics. But that was a really cute movie.
I don't think I've seen that. I think your sister has seen it, but I don't think I've seen it.
Why did you watch it for a week straight in school?
It was the week of finals. So, when we had our finals down here, we would have to stay in one class half the day. And then we could leave. And every class decided to play Coco. Besides my math class, we watched The Conjuring.
Oh my god! I was gonna say, I feel like every math class, like their go-to movie where they're like, oh, well, this relates to math. Or at least every math class at my school, they always watch Hidden Figures. But The Conjuring, okay.
Oh no, I had an English teacher in high school show A Quiet Place.
And
I'm like, I don't do horror movies, so I'm gonna walk out of this classroom.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't do horror movies either, but A Quiet Place, I'm there for that. A Quiet Place is good. Brendan, what were you gonna say?
I had my mom as a full-time sub in my science class one year. So we get done with our finals, and my mom turns on Austin Powers.
It's awesome. In a middle school, I feel like I can't, like we've been doing like the classic Disney movies. I think the most crazy I've gotten was Nightmare Before Christmas and Ernest Saves Christmas, because he drives a taxi cab in that's numbered 69, and just the number 69 is on the screen like constantly for the first 20 minutes. I would love to show my kids Austin Powers. I'm pretty sure they'd love it.
We may or may not have watched the NCAA basketball tournament in there too.
Okay, but every teacher does that, or at least
all the coaches did that with their classes. All the coaches at the high school would have the basketball game on when it was the NCAA tournament, and you would pretty much just sit in the class and watch basketball.
Sports ball. Does basketball not happen at nighttime?
It does, but when they do the tournament, it starts like at 12.
Okay.
And so it goes all day. So all the coaches were like, we're going to let our kids watch basketball today. And I'm like, Michigan was playing. I'm like, we can watch the Michigan game while y'all do y'all's work. You know, you're still doing work. And it was, March right before spring break. You don't want to start nothing new before spring break. So we're going to watch basketball.
That's awesome. I don't think any of the classes at my school do that, but who knows? I guess, well, we're not to March yet. Not that I'm aware.
It might be. I don't know. I was thinking yesterday was Saturday and today was Sunday.
Is it? I don't know what today is.
I've been all messed up with the weeks and stuff. Like what days. Day is what day.
Yeah. I get what you're saying, because the New Year's. You would think New Year's would be a Saturday. New Year's Day would be, yeah. I felt that a little bit today. Thank God I have tomorrow before I have to go back to school.
I know. Oh, my teacher friends are complaining. Like one of my teacher friends, she's a big Ben Roethlisberger fan. And so when I told her, I was like, he's retiring and Monday night's going to be his last game at Heinz Field. She's like, I need to take a road trip to Pittsburgh. I was like, you have to go to work. And she's like, but Ben is more important than work. And I'm like, you're going to tell your mortgage company that? You're going to tell your car company that when, the loan comes due for your car? I went to see Ben and lost my job.
Sick day. Take it as a sick day.
It's going to take more than one day to go to Pittsburgh and back, Brendan. From here.
Sick days.
Sick days, yeah.
And she's not used up all her sick days because she has been sick. She has Meniere's disease. So she has doctor's appointments all the time. So she's been taking a lot of time off from school.
I feel a little bad saying this now, but go Browns.
No, you don't. You're a Browns fan. It's okay.
If there would be nothing more exciting in my life than for the Browns to put the nail in that man's career coffin. Just absolutely murder.
What do you have?
The Steelers.
My first NFL jersey. Bingo.
Oh, yeah.
Jersey.
Is it Ben Roethlisberger?
It's a Ravens jersey. It is a Ray Lewis jersey.
Okay.
A friend of ours gave it to him when he was little because he was from Baltimore and he loved the Baltimore Ravens. And
okay.
we took a tour of Heinz Field and he actually wore that jersey and they still let us in. But like Ray Lewis was his favorite player. He loved the Baltimore Ravens. And I was just like, I don't know what you did to my child.
Thank you, Chuck.
He is supposed to be a Steelers fan.
I have a deeper just dislike of Ben Roethlisberger because I graduated from the same place that he graduated from, and we actually graduated the same year, and because he took years off, not because I'm old as old as him. But he took years off to go play in the NFL and then came back and took that one class. And that was every time we saw a limo, we were like, oh, Ben's here. And I'm pretty sure that he was homecoming king all 4 years that I was there, even though he wasn't there. Why? Why are we still crowning him homecoming king? And he had those allegations that were not great. But yeah, I just not a fan of his. Sorry. I'm sorry.
You're good. He's a good quarterback. I'll give him that. But now it's time for him to retire.
Yeah.
Making my team suck. I need that sack of potatoes to retire. And my friend gave me this. It's a TJ Watt cup with Steelers on it.
I don't know who TJ Watt is.
He's a linebacker for the Steelers.
Okay. That's cool.
So she gave me that. And I was like, yes. So I've been drinking out of TJ. It would sound kind of weird if it has Ben on it and be like, I'm drinking out of Ben with his allegations.
When I was in school. When I was in school, right around when those allegations kind of popped up, I went to school right around Cincinnati. So when the Steelers came to play the Bengals, the local Cincinnati radio station was put out an alert, and I'm pretty sure that they got in a lot of trouble from it because it was a little bit slanderous. I don't know. They were like, if you see Ben Roethlisberger and Big Ben shows you Little Ben, call the authorities immediately. It was so funny, but they got in a little bit of trouble because
that's great.
Big Ben and Little Ben didn't like that.
No, he probably did, but it was funny.
It was funny.
It sounds like something Howard Stern would have done.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of the stuff he pulled back in like the 80s and 90s, that sounds like something he would do.
Yeah, it really does. No, it's just a Cincinnati radio station.
Oh, Lord. I figured they would do like an Amber Alert or something, you know, like put your daughters away or something.
It was that vibe kind of like watch out, the Steelers are coming to town.
Make sure your daughters are, yeah, you know, in their rooms locked away.
Yeah. Yeah. It was very much that vibe.
Oh, Lord.
That's
funny though. You like that, didn't you, Brent?
Oh, that was funny. I need to look that up on YouTube now.
It's somewhere out there. Back in like 2000, I'm going to say 2009, 2010. I didn't graduate until 2011.
I feel sorry for you having to go to school with him though.
He took the class online. Like I didn't go to school with him, but we graduated together.
There might be some things I wouldn't tell.
I'd be like,
yeah, I don't know that.
This is okay. Trying to get us back onto Hamilton. There might be someone in Hamilton who graduated from my school, but now I need to Google that. Oh, nope. Now we're just Googling the Alumni Association, and I'm very glad that woman is helping us out. Thank you. I'm pretty sure one of the presidents went there. What? I've ended up on the University of Miami. And some of their notable alumni are the former Minister of Finance for Peru, the Prime Minister of Iceland. Just that's not right.
Well, they have some high-class alumni, I guess.
That's so I went to Miami University in Ohio, but then there's also University of Miami. Benjamin Harrison, he wasn't in Hamilton. Damn it, never mind. But he was president.
Yeah.
He was the 23rd president.
He was the president back in the day.
That was a lot of build up for nothing. Sorry, guys.
We're related to Lyndon B. Johnson.
Oh, that's cool.
I forgot.
Yeah, your great grandmother was
in the family tree line, but he's in there.
I'm related to somebody whose name was Benjamin Franklin, but it wasn't that Benjamin Franklin.
I used to tell people because my dad is German, I was like, yep, Hitler was my great grandfather. Just so they would leave me the hell alone.
Hitler.
Yep. I was like, Yep, Hitler was my great grandfather.
Who sired no children.
And like kids back then, they're like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
And then we had one teacher at the middle school. He taught math. Like, he was an older gentleman. Mr. Kerr, you remember, Brendan?
Yeah, I had.
Remember, he came into Mr. Crow's class, and Mr. Crow taught social studies. He was talking about World War II, and the famous picture when they're landing on the beach.
Yeah, he said he was in that picture.
So Mr. Kerr come in and pointed to a dude in the picture and said, "That was me." And them kids believed that the math teacher was in World War II.
I don't think I was in the class.
I don't think it was your class. I think it was another class that he did that to. It was hilarious. And so they went around the whole school telling everybody that teacher was in World War II. And I was like, he technically was not old enough to be in World War II. He might have been in the Korean War. Maybe the Vietnam War, but he was not in World War II. Y'all going around telling everybody this.
My 7th grade teachers were awesome, though.
Oh, yeah, and his science teacher painted the tiles in the classroom different Marvel characters because he loved Marvel.
Oh, that's cool.
He had like a Captain America, a Thor hammer, Iron Man. Yeah, he painted his tiles.
Oh, that's
and then, like their team was the Marvels, and they were each a Marvel character. And I think your English teacher was what, Black Widow?
Yeah.
I think Miss Valance was Black Widow. That was her character. So they each picked the Marvel character, and that was their team.
That's cool. I would really enjoy that.
I forgot what the other ones were. Which one was Mr. Tribati?
I think he was the Hulk.
Yeah, I think he was the Hulk.
Yeah.
I would, and that would be, if I could paint well, I would do that because that sounds awesome.
Well, the principal let them design their classrooms however they wanted to. So they could, if they bought the paint, they could repaint the classroom any color. And I think his was like purple and all different colors to, lighten it up and whatever. And then he painted his tiles and everything. It was really cool. Some of the teachers had really cool paint schemes in their room.
Yeah. I am more basic than that.
Well, and some principals are buttholes, and they're like, "You're not painting nothing in this school." It's CEOs, the central office people are going to come in, and then they're going to get on me for letting you do that.
It's also
then they're going to have to come in and repaint, and it's going to cost them money, and they're going to be mad.
Yeah, no, it's hard to paint cinder block, and that's a lot of the walls in my school are cinder block, and it's like you can't paint it. It boggles the mind. It takes 17,000 coats of paint, and no, that does not sound like a fun weekend.
Well, I think they did it like over the summer before school started. They did it over the summer and like during their work days before classes resumed.
So they had to be there.
Mm-hmm. They already had to be there, so they're like, "This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna paint my classroom."
Yeah, I haven't done anything fun like that. I share a classroom, and I'm only in that classroom for one period, and then there's another lady that comes in for three other periods, and so I kind of let her take the reins. She went with the Great Smoky Mountains as her theme instead of Marvel. And that's okay. Like I'll be fine with that.
Yeah.
Great Smoky Mountains are beautiful, but Kumail Nanjiani is more beautiful.
I mean, she could have painted Wakanda. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Wakanda has mountains.
The thing, he's made of rock.
Yeah, you could paint the thing. He's made of rock. Korg, he's made of rock.
These mountains of men.
Yeah, there you go. Made out of rock. We got this covered.
Anyway, so Hamilton.
Anyway, Hamilton is a great musical that everybody needs to check it out on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
If you
completely
haven't
agree.
already.
Watch it once. The first time I saw it, I had to watch it once without subtitles and just take it all in. And then the second time I watched it with subtitles, and it was like, oh, that's what they said. Now I understand everything. I just like visually and auditorily. That's a word. Sure, it is now. And just like took everything in the first time. And then the second time it was like, okay. And like even third, fourth, fifth, seventh, ninth time, like just picking up on those details that they just like sprinkle in there. Like it's fantastic musical.
Yes, it's a very fantastic musical. But like details, you were talking about details. My mother gets mad because like I've watched all these Marvel movies like 50 million times, and she's like, "You've seen it, yes, but you pick up something different every time you watch it, Mom. I don't care. I can go watch Avengers, the first Avengers, and I'll pick up something new I didn't notice watching it 50 million times." I was like, "You just don't understand."
Yeah, completely agree.
And then she's like, "You're going back to the movies to see it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's a good movie. Yeah, I'm throw my money at Marvel."
You know what's a good movie you should throw your money at Marvel at?
I am not going to see that trashy movie called Spider-Man.
Right?
I almost surprised you and was going to tell you we were going to go to the movies today, but I didn't feel like going.
Have you, but you've seen it, right?
Yes, we seen it the Wednesday or Thursday it come out. Thursday it come out.
Okay.
Like the first showing in our theater was at 3:00, and that's the one we went to.
But you've only seen it once?
I've
only seen it once. He's seen it 3 times.
Okay. Thrice. Brendan that is the perfect amount. Like that's how many times I've seen it, and it's like I feel like I finally have a complete understanding of it.
I still don't.
That makes sense.
Movie.
And he got to see it in IMAX, so one of his times was the IMAX theater.
I went Thursday with my mom, and then one of my friends had 2 tickets. Somebody backed out, so I ended up getting the other ticket and went to go see it in IMAX. Then me and my sister went to go see it on Monday.
Nice. I would really enjoy seeing it in IMAX. I think that would change the experience for me.
I think out of all 3 of the Spider-Man movies, I've only seen them once. Like I've only went to the theater to see them once.
I didn't see Homecoming in theaters. Me and my cousin went to go see Far From Home when it came out. And yeah.
Homecoming was the one that had Michael Keaton in it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I went to the movies to see that with your Nana, and all she can remember is Michael Keaton was in it. She don't know nothing about Marvel, but she went to see it because I told her Michael Keaton was in it. That was the only reason she went.
That's so sweet.
And then we went to see what we call our cheap theater was playing Avengers Affinity War, I think. And I wanted to go, and it didn't come on till like 9:00 at night. And my dad was like, "Well, you can't go by yourself." And I'm like, "I'm 40-some years old, Dad." And my mom was like, "Well, I'll go for the popcorn if you buy my ticket, and I'll buy popcorn." I'm like, "Okay." So my mom goes, and at the end of the movie, she turns around and looks at me and goes, "Well, that sucked. The purple guy won." So then I have to explain to her that they're having another movie coming out, where they have to figure out how to get rid of the purple guy, Mom. That's all I can tell you. But like, dead ass serious, she turns around to me in the theater and she goes, "That sucked. The purple guy won." And I'm like, "He was supposed to." And like, that's all she knows of Marvel. That's it. And I'm sitting there trying to explain everything to her during the movie.
Yeah.
She's asking, well, why is this happening? Why? I'm like, Mom, you really need to watch all of the other movies to understand. I said, just eat the popcorn and enjoy what you can.
I really can understand that, as like, if you had not seen any Marvel movie up to that point and just watched Infinity War, I completely get that. Just being like, well, what the hell just happened? Why did the bad guy win? I completely get that. I understand.
I'm like, you just came for the popcorn, just eat the popcorn. Let me enjoy the movie for like, now that I think I've seen like 5 times in the theater.
Yeah, probably close to the same. Infinity War was the one that I was like just asking for, like, have you seen Infinity War yet? Oh, well, let's go. Hey, let's go right now. It's like anybody who hadn't seen it.
Was it Harry Potter, the last one, part 2, Deathly Hallows,
part 2.
Part 2. Me and his sister went to see it 4 times in the theater. We seen it the midnight showing when they started midnight showings. I took her to the midnight showing. And we seen it, and then we went back like 2 or 3 more times to see it.
Yeah, same.
And I think that Harry Potter Deathly Hallows Part 1 was the first time I've ever seen a Harry Potter movie in a theater.
What?
Yeah. Like, his sister read all the books, had all the movies, so I watched all the DVDs up until that point, but Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1 was the first time I've seen it in a theater. Seen Harry Potter in a theater.
Okay. I must be quite a bit older than your daughter and son, because I was pretty much exactly Harry's age when the first movie came out. And I vividly remember being in middle school, and me and my friend drug my mom to the theater to watch the first Harry Potter movie. And I was hooked from there. I was like, I had already read the first 3, I think, books that were out at that point, and then dressed up as a spider for the release of the 4th book. And got 2nd place in a costume contest.
Were you Aragon?
I was Aragon. And my mom was into it too, because she made my whole costume. I had like this netting over my face that had eyeballs hot glued to it, so that I had 8 eyeballs. Oh, it was a great time.
That was probably like a really cool costume, though. To think of doing that, of all the characters in Harry Potter, of you do the spider.
I won 2nd place in the costume contest. I'm not gonna lie.
That's what I'm saying. Good idea.
My mom did a great job on the costume. One of my friends that I went with was she was J.K. Rowling, and so like she was just in normal clothes with like a sketch pad. I was like, that's lame. I said,
compared to yours, that hers was very lame.
As dressed as a spider. That's a very uncool of you. Oh God, man, what a middle school, elementary school, and middle school are weird times for kids.
Yes. Yeah.
Wrapping it back around, I do recommend watching the 20th anniversary, the HBO Max special. It was better than the Friends special.
Okay.
And I really enjoyed the Friends special.
Yeah, I was gonna check it out, but I was gonna wait and hear what people were saying about it first before I watched it.
It was sweet. I cried everything. So that doesn't. I cried in Hamilton. I still cry in Hamilton.
I do at the end too, so don't feel bad. And I have a feeling that when I go see it live, I will probably still cry.
Yeah, I bet.
When I took my daughter to see The Lion King, which was her first in-person musical she'd ever seen in her life, she's sitting there with tears in her eyes, and I'm like, okay, it's The Lion King. Why are you crying? But she was just so happy to be there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I get it. She was in high school at the time, so I'm like, okay.
I
And then I think she cried at Anastasia, because when we went to see Anastasia, we couldn't get tickets sitting side by side. So I was like on one end of the row and she was on the other end of the same row. So I would text her during the thing, do you need tissue? I have them, come get them.
Oh man. I haven't seen.
And I think I did that with her when the twins died in Harry Potter. I did that to her at the theater. I handed her some napkins and be like, here. She started crying because she loved the twins. And what was it? Oh, she cried when Han Solo got killed in Force Awakens. So I handed her tissues then.
Was crying about that.
Oh, you were there with us when that happened.
Yeah.
Me and you were laughing at her.
As somebody who cries a lot, I don't appreciate that. I cry during a great many things. just emotions sometimes, man. But
the only movie I cried at, and this is going to be weird, was Click. I don't know why.
Oh, when he died at the end?
I think that's what it was. Because when I watched it, I was like 7 or 8. So why I was watching it at that time, I don't know.
I mean, it's a fantastic movie, though.
Oh,
yeah.
It's
a fantastic movie. Most Adam Sandler movies are pretty good.
One that gets slept on a lot that I really love was Just Go With It with Jennifer Aniston. That is a fantastic movie, and I feel like it doesn't get the praise that it deserves.
No. The Wedding Singer was on a couple of days ago and we were watching it. I was like, I love this movie. I forgot how much I loved The Wedding Singer. Just because of the songs in it, I think, because I love 80s music. So I was like, I love this.
And then
they have the one guy that's dressed up like Boy George from Culture Club, and he only knows the one Culture Club song.
I haven't seen The Wedding Singer in a very long time.
I hadn't either, and just happened to come across it on TV, and there was nothing else on that night. I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch this.
Maybe I should watch that tonight.
There you go. There's your movie recommendation.
If I'm not wrong, it's on HBO Max. I think.
Perfect.
There we go. But yes, I would recommend everybody to check out Hamilton.
Yeah, same. It is.
It is a great musical.
It's fantastic.
The songs are catchy.
Even
stick in your head forever.
I feel like even for people who don't like musicals, like I think the two friends that I watched it with, I feel like they're not huge musical people, but they were able to get into it, really loved it, and because the songs were so catchy, they were like, this is what we're listening to for the next 6 weeks. Because we watched it, my two friends, they have a boat because they are bougie. And I always say that we have a boat, and they're like, no, you don't have a boat. I mean, you need to calm down. I'm like, yeah, but our boat. And they're like, no, this is not your boat. But we watched it during the summer, and we went out on their boat, and I mean, like it was like, oh well, what do you guys want to listen to? Well, Hamilton. It was like for weeks after. It's that good.
Yes, I even think people, like you said, that don't get into musicals would get into this one. If I would recommend someone who's never watched musicals or listened to a musical, I would probably recommend this one first before anything else.
Yeah.
And I mean, and I think Andrew Lloyd Webber is like a genius with all the musicals he's wrote, but I would recommend Hamilton first.
Not Cats.
There's maybe 2 songs in Cats that's worth the musical.
Songs. Sure. I see where the songs are catchy. I've not seen it on Broadway. I only watched the movie, but holy God, nightmares abound.
I heard the movie was horrendous. I've not watched the movie, so I don't want it to ruin what I think it should be like on Broadway. So no, I'm not gonna watch that movie.
Don't. If I could give you one word of advice, no, 3 words. Your advice and skip. 3 words of advice: don't watch Cats. It's awful.
And even like when it first came out, and I seen the previews of it, I'm like, this is gonna be terrible. And was it Jennifer Hudson's in it? And I love Jennifer Hudson. You know, she can sing, but
she does a fantastic job with what she has. She does amazing with what she has.
And see, I felt the same way with Anne Hathaway when she was in Les Mis. I was like, that's a very bad casting because I think she oversang the songs. She might be a good singer. I just didn't think she showed that in Les Mis. And I just thought she oversung the song. And it could have been like her facial expressions when she was singing. That could have something to do with it, but I was just like, yeah, I'm not digging Anne Hathaway in Les Mis.
I see what you mean towards the end of her little bit. But I think for the most part, she's got it. For the most part, I'm believing I'm good. For the majority, she does well. For me.
And I was shocked by Russell Crowe, though. Oh yes, that's our dog.
Oh,
that's Hank, our dog.
Oh, Hank the cow dog.
His middle name is Pim. Hank Pim.
He's so cute. Oh,
I got him last February after my dash hound passed away.
Oh,
really and she had been with me. Gosh, she was 17, 18 when she passed away. And how long did we have Lainey, Bren?
That's like 2007, 8.
Yeah, so I'd had her a good while.
Ever since we moved down here, when I was in 2nd grade.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, Hank's adorable. Oh.
That's my doggy, Hank.
He's cute. Is it Hank, like Hank the cow dog, though? Do you guys do you remember that book?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. That was like so big at my school. The Hank the cow dog books. Like I think the first one was called Let Sleeping Dogs Lie.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very weird, vivid memory that I have from like 3rd grade. But anyway.
So, I don't have anything else to say about Hamilton except I think everybody needs to go see it. Check it out on Disney Plus.
I don't have anything else to say except for, and I'm Peggy.
I love that. The Schuyler sisters, Angelica, Eliza, and Peggy.
And I'm Peggy.
And nobody knows about Peggy.
It's well done. Well done. And I'm glad that they filmed it and put it on. I wish more musicals would film them and put them into movie form.
Yes. but I think they did because it was so popular. Hamilton was so popular,
Yeah.
and it was their way of trying to get people to make history interesting, because history is quite boring, to be honest. Because all you're doing is, reading about old people and learning dates in history. That's about it. And to try to make history entertaining for like middle school and high schoolers, this
Yeah.
did it. And then you also had a cast where, hey, back in the 1700s, all these people were white, but now the cast is, Hispanic, Latino, whatever, Black, and they're like, hey, these people look just like me. Like I taught, at like an inner city school where most of our students were either Black or Latino, and they're like, hey, these people are out there looking like me, singing about history, so I'm kind of interested in it now.
Mm-hmm. Instead of just being written by old white people.
Yes, instead of being written by old white people and performed by white people.
Which, and like you said, like history for middle school kids, for high school kids, they're just like, yeah, it happened and it's whatever. But like now that I slept through all of my history classes in high school, like looking back, I'm like, am I allowed to cuss? Have I cussed already?
Yeah. You can
I'm like,
cuss, we don't care.
I'm like, shit, I don't know shit. Because like I didn't pay attention to it in high school, and now like I want to go back and learn about it, but it's such a daunting task to go back and learn about, the all of human history. A bunch of old white people.
Yeah.
Like Hamilton did, like it sparked that fire for me too, to like go back and like actually learn about it, like actually know what happened.
Yeah, and it made the kids start asking questions, so that was really good. Because I would have kids come in and they'd be like, "Hey, Miss Reed, what about this? This?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Mm-hmm.
So I enjoyed it. I will probably watch it several more times as long as it's on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
when I'm bored and can't find nothing else to watch.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I do turn my Alexa on. Like I'll have Alexa play it, like when I'm doing housework or stuff, and I'll be doing housework to Hamilton.
Yeah. I'll probably watch it tonight. Honestly, just talking about it makes me want to watch it again.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that good. What's your final thoughts on Hamilton, Brendan?
15 out of 10. Awesome. Great.
Is it better than Spider-Man?
No.
I was gonna say no. I was gonna say no too.
As somebody who doesn't listen to musicals, the only three I've listened to, Hamilton, Phantom, and Les Mis. Hamilton's my favorite, and then Les Mis is second, mostly because they deal with history. And plus, I haven't heard Phantom of the Opera in a while.
Phantom of the Opera's a good one too.
Yeah, I will say, when I lived in Atlanta, I had a neighbor that lived upstairs that loved to play their music really loud when I was trying to sleep. So the opening number to Phantom, where it goes, dun, 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 dun. I cranked my stereo up, and like my walls were literally shaking just to piss them off.
Yeah. That's if there's any song to like just jolt somebody out of a sleep, it would be that.
I was like, payback's a bitch. Y'all deserve it.
Oh man.
Well, it has been so much fun having you on the podcast, Emmy.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for when you thought of Hamilton, you thought of me, and I appreciate you for that.
I did, because I don't think you're ever going to get Brendan to watch Hamilton.
I don't think so either. So that he's just gonna stay a dummy dumb. And that's right.
Yes,
I'm
he said that. Has
gonna call
Clinton
him.
seen it yet?
No, I don't think he has either.
So
I think Clinton would come closer to watching it than Brandon.
I will agree with you. I think that Clinton will watch it before Brandon does. Oh, I don't know. If I can get in Renee's ear though, maybe I can persuade her to make Brandon watch it.
But see, that needs to be a watch party because we need to see his reactions.
But like I said, like the first time you watch it, you just kind of have to take it all in and then watch it and like actually understand what's happening. So like that would be like a twofer. We're gonna spend 3 hours to watch Hamilton and then spend 3 more hours rewatching Hamilton.
Just so Brandon and Clinton won't be dummy dumbs.
Yeah.
We need to enlighten them into the world of musicals.
Yeah. Really do.
They need to become more cultural like we are.
Exactly. They won't watch Dr. Horrible's sing along blog, which have you guys seen that? That's only 42 minutes and it's so good. It's so good. So good.
I'll have to check it out.
I love it.
Speaking of doctors, Mom, we didn't watch the new Doctor Who episode today.
It's all right.
Oh, the Christmas episode. Oh, well, I'm way far behind anyway, so I think I've only seen like 4 or 5 episodes with Jodie Whittaker.
I
think I watched like the first 2 and I couldn't get into it with her being the doctor, and I was like, yeah, no, thank you. And I didn't like the other dude,
Peter Capaldi.
I didn't like him neither. I didn't like him
neither.
neither. And I was like, if it wasn't, I think my favorite 2 were David Tennant and Matt Smith. They were my favorite 2 doctors.
Mm-hmm. And then Peter Capaldi, I couldn't get into him. I didn't hate, but didn't love what's her face? Jenna Coleman. What was her name is the companion. What was her name?
I can't remember.
Jenna Coleman played and Peggy.
There you go, Peggy.
That's all right.
Look, next time you do your podcast, just call Brandon Peggy and just be like, "You're such a Peggy."
Skylar sisters. That's me and Brandon and Clinton.
The Schuyler sisters and Brandon's Peggy.
I'm Angelica.
Clinton's Eliza.
Yeah, that checks out.
Peggy.
And Peggy.
She played Clara Oswald.
Clara. Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't
Matt Smith.
I didn't love that, but I watched the first couple episodes and I liked the companions with Jodie Whittaker. Oh, no, that first episode was brutal. Somebody died, and I'm not going to say anything, but good God. Well, somebody died. Obviously, I said something. Sorry. That first episode was brutal.
I've only seen like one or 2 episodes with her, but I like her as the doctor. I think it's cool.
I think I like her too. I think I just like. I think I got to her right around when I was like, I can't binge watch it anymore. And I have to wait each week for it to come out. And I was like, all right, I'm going to give it some space so that I can binge watch again.
I was re-watching it. I skipped the whole season with the 9th one. Just don't like that guy. Can't stand him.
Capaldi?
No, not Capaldi. The one before David Tennant.
Oh. With what's his name? With what's his name? I really like him.
I don't know. I just didn't like him. Then I watched all of David Tennant's and all of Matt Smith's. I'm halfway through watching Matt Smith's. I need to finish that.
Oh, Matt Smith and David Tennant did a good job. Also, Rose, amazing. Also, forget Donna. If I was a companion, I am Donna. Donna is me.
I think my favorite was the one that Karen, what's her last name? The lady that is Nebula.
Amy Pond.
Yeah, her and her husband. I love those two. And plus, he plays in Legends of Tomorrow, which is a cool DC show on the CW.
Really?
Yes, I like it.
Okay. I've heard out of DC things, Legends of Tomorrow is one of the better things that DC has created.
Yes.
I will have to check that out.
Now you have your binge watching for the weekend.
Yeah. Legends of Tomorrow. I'm gonna watch Hamilton again. To be honest, I'll probably watch Hamilton while I'm at school on Monday. it's because the kids.
I cannot confirm or deny that I would watch The Mandalorian when they would drop a new episode during my lunch break.
Lunch break is duty free. It's duty free. So you can't say anything about it. I have to go on Monday for a work day, and like those are useless.
Yep, they are. They are.
Sorry.
And so are professional development days.
Oh. Yeah, no, I'd rather have a work day than a professional development day. Professional development days are allegedly unnecessary. Please don't teach me anything else. I don't need to hear it. And I zone out.
I agree.
Or just they
I totally agree about PDs. They are unnecessary.
I hate them. They're the worst. And when you think that like, oh, look at all these options that we're providing you, like you get to pick your own. It's like, no, you are forcing me to be here. I don't want to learn about any of this. And most of it is not good.
Yeah, I was gonna say half of it doesn't even work in the classroom.
Yeah.
Like they're like, oh, it'll work, and you implement it, and you're like, no, it don't. Whoever thought of it? Have you been in a classroom?
Yeah. So that is an issue.
Yes. But that will be another topic for another day.
Yeah.
we don't need Amy losing her job.
Oh no, don't need to lose my job, but also would like some people that are higher up than me to know, like, hey, it's not great down here. It's not great. Like, can we do some changes to like make things better? But scary.
Yeah, I just think the whole education system in this country needs an overhaul from top to bottom.
And that's all I'm going to say about that.
And that's all I can say about that. I need to I need to know somebody that ends up being president so I can become Secretary of Education.
Yeah.
So I can fix it.
Yeah.
That's what I keep telling them. I was like, can you run for president and make Secretary of Education? I said, I can't be Secretary of State because I'll go around all these other countries threatening them.
Look at me sideways. Look at us sideways.
I will.
Like, we will kick your tail. We have the best equipment.
Pile driver.
Yes, I will fix the education system first.
That thank you.
Because there is so much wrong with it. Oh gosh. Okay. Well, I think it's almost 11 o'clock. And I need to get ready for bed so I can go to church and be a good Christian tomorrow.
As you're drinking wine.
As I've done had 2 glasses of wine tonight.
The blood of Christ.
There you go. And one of them was a glass of red wine. So yes.
Yeah.
The other one was white wine.
Body of
And
Christ.
I may still be salty from not having my own mailbox in the church.
I don't think I got to hear that rant.
It was hilarious. It
No.
was hilarious. And I actually told one of the ladies in the church I'm friends with, she's in charge of like our ladies group. I'm like, yeah, guess I need to find a new church. And she's looking at me. She's like, what? Why? I just put you in charge of doing our women's conference coming up in September. I don't have a mailbox. That's why. It's a sign I need a new church because y'all pretty much kicked me off the roster.
What episode we talked about that on?
And my dad's a deacon of the church, and he is a charter member of the church. Like, he helped build the church when the church first started.
I think I might have heard that. I might have been a little bit lubricated, hydrated, lubricated.
Brendan,
no.
Speaking of lubricated.
No.
Oh no. I'm sorry. Hydrated. I might have been a little bit hydrated when I listened to that episode. Because it is nice just to have somebody else's voice every once in a while whenever I'm hydrated, trying to fall asleep.
Instead of listening to your own voice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or hear Brandon talk about wanting to do oranges and Ninja Turtles.
Oh, okay. Boink, Bond, and Butcher.
Oh God.
Can we please?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. Okay, I don't want to make it too easy. Okay. The Schuyler sisters.
Oh.
Mom.
That one is kind of easy. I feel like. Now that I've thought about it for a second.
Let me think about this.
Boink, Peggy.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Bond, Eliza, and Butcher Angelica. Angelica fucked herself with the whole Hamilton situation. She could have had him, but no, she was too nice. But
Okay.
That's where I'll go with that.
Okay. I'll accept it.
I would boink Peggy because she seems like she would be fun because she's a child. You know, she's like the baby sister, so she kind of gets overlooked.
Oh, okay.
I would bond Angelica, and then I would butcher Eliza because she just seemed boring.
Okay. I got something different.
Okay.
I would boink Angelica. She's a strong, independent woman. Don't need no man. I like it. Think I'd like that attitude in the bedroom. I would bond Eliza. She seems like a nice person to bond with. Like, she is very dedicated to Hamilton. when he needs her to be there for him. She's there. And I'd butcher what's her name?
Peggy.
Oh, and Peggy. I'm just kidding. I knew her name.
Peggy.
Okay.
Because she seems like that kind of character. Bye.
Hamilton, Burr, and Jefferson.
Oh. Boink. Both.
Well, we know what one Emmy's going to blink according to her dreams.
Okay, but that's subconscious. That's subconscious. It's opposite of subconscious. My conscious conscience. Am I going first? Am I going first for this one?
You can.
I would boink Jefferson. Bond Aaron Burr, sir. Butcher Hamilton.
Yeah, killing Hamilton.
Yeah, I'd let Burr do it though. Yo, dude, kill him.
He's already killed him once. Let him kill him again.
Yeah. Why not? No blood on my hands.
There you go. I would boink Hamilton, I guess. You know, he seems to like to do the deed a lot. Why he had an affair.
Lin-Manuel Miranda, though, like.
I mean, if I boink him, I only had to do it one time.
Okay, fair point.
I mean, you know, it ain't like a lifelong side dude.
Usually when I do boink Bond and Butchers, my boinks are long term. We're boinking for a long time.
There's only one person I would boink for a long time, and they are not on the list.
I'm guessing his name is Maxwell.
Yes, his name is Maxwell. So I would boink Hamilton. I would bond with Burr, and I would butcher TJ because I just don't like Thomas Jefferson.
Oh yeah, well no, he's a shitbag. But wait, are we doing this based on the historical people?
The musical. We'll go off the musical.
Well, okay.
We're
thank
doing
God.
it off the musical.
Thank God. Because I think I said I'd boink Thomas Jefferson, and Thomas Jefferson has a checkered past, to say the least. He is not the most reputable.
So,
But I mean, out of those three, Jefferson is probably the best looking guy, the dude that played Jefferson. Out of, you know, Lynn, Leslie, and Daveed Diggs, I think Daveed Diggs is probably the best looking.
He's fine as hell, but my subconscious was like, Aaron Burr, sir. That's where we're going tonight.
No, you just want to do Aaron Burr so you can say sir in the middle of sex.
I don't need the person's name to rhyme with sir, to say sir in the middle of sex. But I guess it helps.
I don't know what would be worse, Aaron Burr, sir, or A. Ham. While you're having sex with Hamilton, you can call him A. Ham.
Honestly, with Thomas Jefferson just coming out and being like, what did I miss? Would also be terrible.
I feel like if he would walk in on something like that, he would say, what did I miss?
Fair point.
He was like, just break out in that song in the little dance. And I'd be like, okay.
If it was like mid boink, it would be real weird. What did I miss? I don't know, man. Did you blank out? Because we've been doing this for a while. I mean,
Oh Lord.
I think I need to go to bed.
I think we all might need to go to bed. Because evidently there's a lot we missed.
So it took us on tangents. I'm sorry. That's the Avengers. We go off the rails. We need an Avengers musical. Our big hit is not I Can Do This All Day. It's I Can Take Us Off the Rails. I'm gonna take us off the rails.
I still think we need the full Rogers the musical.
Thank you.
Just to see what would happen. Just to see how it would actually be.
I would be for that if Lin-Manuel Miranda wrote it.
And have the people from Hawkeye play the parts? Yes.
As long as he's not in it but just writes it, yes.
Thank you. Thank you. he just needs to write and compose.
Yeah, that's all.
No more of this starring in.
I think I've listened to Hamilton so much that I'm so used to his voice, it would be weird hearing somebody else.
I mean, The Rock could have done it.
He just sees some 6'4" dude with muscles. Like, yeah, I'm Hamilton. I die because I get shot. What's up?
It would have to be a whole different musical if you put The Rock in. So you need some body slamming going on from like his wrestling days, some tackling from his football days. We just combine it all.
I have to think so bad.
Oh Lord. We done made her pee so bad. It's so funny.
Oh, and we might have Brandon on for wrestling next week. This week's gonna be fun.
Our podcasts are always crazy. Because we don't know what the hell we're doing.
It is what it is. We do
That's
it.
what makes us unique.
We do it for fun.
Yes, we definitely do it for fun. That's why we're mid.
Hey, Stone Cold coming out in the Zamboni.
Oh, you're a little behind there.
Yep.
There's Gold Dust. This was a wrestling was wrestling. He's the Universal Champion. He ain't the WWE Champion. What? She lives in Tennessee. Does your bladder feel better?
I'm sorry. Had I laughed anymore, I would have pissed myself. But I didn't piss myself. So yay!
Yay!
I'm sorry.
You are fine. Don't be sorry.
Usually when Brandon Clinton and I are recording, it's like honestly, Clinton and I both have to do bathroom breaks almost as simultaneously. It's like I'll like start to take my headphones off and then realize that Clinton's doing it. I'm like, oh man, I gotta stay here for a little bit longer to like banter off of Brandon to like keep the show flowing so like nobody can like really tell. But that was just if I laugh any harder, I'm going to piss. So
No, we don't want you to pee yourself.
yeah, you're welcome for that. But yeah, Hamilton.
Hamilton is awesome. Hamilton is so good, it makes you piss yourself.
Yeah. Yep.
You couldn't ask for anything better.
Very much that.
Oh Lord. I think, is there anything else I want to say about Hamilton?
I can't think of anything on my end.
I can't either. So I guess we're gonna go ahead and call it a night so we can get some rest. I want to thank you for joining us tonight, Emmy. It has been fun. I've enjoyed it.
I thank you, and I'm sorry again that I was so very late. So upsettingly late. I'm sorry.
It's not a big deal to me. I don't sweat small stuff like that.
Well, I still apologize, though. I know that was.
I will accept your apology, but things like that don't bother me.
Okay.
You know, I don't sweat the small stuff.
Well, just thank you for having me on. Thank you for thinking of me when you thought of Hamilton.
I know you've been wanting to do one, and you know, Brandon is not into musicals, so because he's a dummy dumb.
Clinton
He's
too,
not as
though.
cultured as we are and enlightened as we are. So
true that, but also, I mean, Clinton has dug his feet in about Hamilton as well. When you guys do Les Mis, you know my Twitter handle.
yes, we know how to get in touch with you. Twitter, Discord, we will find you to do Les Mis.
Call.
Wait, we're gonna do Les Mis?
We might do the movie with Hugh Jackman and Anne Hathaway.
I'm down.
Oh, I guess I should have said it if you guys do Les Mis. Oh, that is.
We probably will.
That is my. Well, I gotta think about it. That's my absolute favorite.
Yeah, maybe in a couple of weeks we'll do Les Mis.
If you guys want to,
I got it on DVD. We can watch it, Brian.
Okay.
Do you guys know there's a version 2 where there's no singing? With Alan, I think Alan Rickman's in it, and Liam Neeson. I accidentally bought that version. Boring.
Funny story about Les Mis. It was on like the public broadcasting channel, PBS, and it had one of the Jonas Brothers in it. Like they were doing like some anniversary special or something, and it had Nick Jonas in it, and I couldn't remember who he was because at the time my daughter loved the Jonas Brothers, and I'm like, okay, I know him. So I call her from her room and I'm like, Lexi, come here and tell me who this is. And she's like, oh my God, that's Nick Jonas. And then we end up watching it. And then I end up like donating money to PBS just so I can get the DVD with him on it.
Oh,
Thinking he played the boyfriend.
Marseilles? It starts
I'd
with
have
an
to
M.
listen to it again. It's been a while since I listened to it. But he played that part and he was great in it. If you haven't seen that version, you need to see if you can find it with Nick Jonas. And it also had Colin, whatever his name is, that was in the original London cast, I believe, of Les Mis. He was in it too because I seen him. I was like, I know him, and I had remembered him from he played a part in The Tudors with Jonathan Rhys Meyers. Is where I remembered him from, and then I remembered he did the London cast of Les Mis.
Colin Jost?
Might have been.
No, sorry, that's wrong. That's absolutely wrong. That's the guy who does the Weekend Update on SNL. Who's married to ScarJo.
Somebody. He's an old. He's like an old guy.
Farrell.
I want to say it's like Wilkerson. Maybe was his last name. I can't remember. But yeah, the PBS version with Nick Jonas doing Les Mis is really good.
Hey, the Jonas Brothers make good music. I listen.
Well, yeah. But I never expected like the Jonas Brothers to do a musical.
Nick would be the only one that would do it.
Yeah.
More like laid back and chill. But Nick would definitely does it. Nick seemed like that type of guy.
Every time I think about the Jonas Brothers, in order to figure out which one's which, I have to say all of their names to like Nick, the hot one,
Joe,
Kevin.
And that's the only two I remember.
Joe,
I forgot the irrelevant one.
Nick,
Joe, and the irrelevant one. There you go.
Oh, and the irrelevant. No, that's Kevin.
Kevin.
Yeah. Nick did his own thing, and I think it was Joe that married DNC. I think he does the song "Cake by the Ocean."
Oh, I thought that was all of them.
No,
it's just one.
Yes, because when
he's the one.
I think
Joe. Yeah, Joe married Priyanka Chopra.
No, Nick married her. Nick Jonas married her. Then
I don't know.
The Indian girl.
Yeah.
What was she in?
Slumdog Millionaire.
Yes. Yeah. Nick married her.
Oh, well then who the hell is Joe Jonas?
He's one of the Jonas Brothers. Like I said, Nick is the only relevant Jonas brother. The other two, nobody cared about.
So, Joe did do DMC, and he's married to Sophie Turner. Thank you, Wikipedia.
Sophie Turner. That okay.
Nobody cares about the other one, the less talented one.
Kevin's a girl.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out and do Les Mis. That's gonna be awesome.
Oh. Or you guys should watch Dr. Horrible's sing along blog. Maybe I just love that too much, but it's only 42 minutes long, and it is worth the watch, and it has Neil Patrick Harris in it.
I'll never get over that Neil Patrick Harris in How I Met Your Mother plays the straightest man of all time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I love that show.
It is very
It was a good show.
I mean, what's his name played Harvey Milk? What's his name? In Milk. What was the name of the actual actor? I want to say Harvey Dent, and that's absolutely wrong.
The only Harvey I remember is Harvey Weinstein.
God. Problematic. No.
And he's probably doing some time in jail.
Sean Penn. Good God. Sean Penn played Harvey Milk. Also,
I remember Sean Penn is Spicoli from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. And being married to Madonna. And the only things about Sean Penn I remember.
yeah, but in the same vein as Neil Patrick Harris playing straight so well, Sean Penn played Harvey Milk equally as well. That's where my brain was going.
Nice.
But there were also a lot of things said there. My brain can't keep up.
I'm gonna check out this blog, sing along blog.
Dr. Horrible sing along blog. Oh,
where can I find it at?
YouTube. The YouTube.
Nice.
And it back when I watched it, it was 3 separate parts, and they have since just condensed it and been like, here's all of it all at once.
Nice. I'm gonna have to check it out. I'll let you know what I think of it. I think I heard, wasn't you and Jordan talking about it? In the Discord, maybe?
I don't know if maybe it was Jordan. I don't know. I have been talking about it in the Discord for a while because I love it and nobody else has seen it, and I just need people to watch it because it's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm gonna check this out.
Really
After I watch it, I'm gonna jump in the Discord and be like, Annie!
This is trash. It's not trash though. It's absolutely not trash. It's so good, and it does not get the love that it deserves because it deserves so much love.
Yeah, we'll have to check that out. I'll make Brendan watch it with me.
Okay.
I'd be curious on both of your thoughts.
There's no football on tomorrow. Good football.
Yeah, no, Pittsburgh don't play till Monday, so we're good.
The Lions.
Go Browns. Go Browns.
We're probably gonna die.
Yeah. Baker Mayfield is taking a knife on that field. God, no, that would be awful.
And
don't do that.
Miles Garrett uses helmets as a weapon, so it's fine.
So Hamilton.
Loved it. 10 out of 10.
America bleeds for you.
There you go. Your final word on Hamilton.
Hold up.
The final word on Hamilton is Burr got jealous of Hamilton, so he had to shoot him.
Spoiler alert.
I'm going to take a play out of Emmy's book from when they review movies and guess the critic score.
Okay.
Oh! Okay.
So, Mom, what do you think it is?
Are we doing percentage?
Percentage, yes.
92.
Emmy?
96.
97.
I was gonna say 97, and I was like, oh, that's too high.
Wow.
Rotten Tomatoes, 97 on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's what I got off of Google.
Okay. Google, we all know they're just smoking pot, being like, yeah, I'll watch that.
But yes, it is also 97% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow. Nice. That is, because it is that good. The hype around it lives up. It lives up because it's that fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the music is a lot of that because That's some good music.
Yeah, it has good music and it's catchy. And Miranda knows how to write and compose. I'll give him that.
Yeah. You're welcome. That's from Moana, but
yeah,
that is one of the, I think, best songs that has ever been written ever.
I don't know. There've been some good songs like in the Disney realm of like cartoons. I'm a big Beauty and the Beast fan.
Love that.
Love the cartoon.
I love that movie.
Be My Guest is like my favorite song.
That did you like the remake of Beauty and the Beast
with Emma Watson?
Yeah.
I didn't think it was bad. I went to the movies to see it. I didn't think it was bad. I think I didn't like the fact they added new songs. I wanted it just straight the way the cartoon was, as I remembered it. But I didn't think it was that bad.
Oh, I loved it. I think I liked the live action more than I liked the cartoon.
I mean, as for live action, I think it's the closest to the cartoon.
Yeah.
You know, minus them adding the couple of new songs. And like I said, I didn't think it was bad. I enjoyed it more than I thought I was. Because I went to see the live action Lion King. And I was like, what the hell am I watching?
That one was unnecessary because it was like they're already animated animals. So now you're just animating animals to have different mouths than they did. Like what? I don't understand.
Yeah.
It's still animation. An animated lion and a CGI lion. It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, that I didn't understand.
Just one looks better than the other.
The cartoon was much, much better. The animated was much, much better. And they like even had like James Earl Jones do the voice, and they had like Matthew Broderick do the voices in the live version, but it was just so terrible.
I've never seen the live version.
You're not missing anything if you have not seen the live version of The Lion King. Like the musical was even better than the live version.
But I thought Beauty and the Beast they did honestly perfectly. I was extremely pleased with the Beauty and the Beast. And then Aladdin. I know Aladdin got a lot of flack. I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
I don't think I've seen the live version of it. I know my daughter has, and she thoroughly enjoyed it, and it was like, "Mom, you need to watch it." But I love the cartoon, the animated version, and we've seen it, the musical version, and it was good.
Okay.
But I need to check out the live. So I think everybody's problem was the way Will Smith portrayed the genie. It wasn't like the Robin Williams way in the cartoon.
And I think if you can differentiate that, like it's okay, Robin Williams was this person, Will Smith is this person. So like their genies are gonna be different.
Different, yeah.
I think because I loved it. Oh man. I really, really liked it. Mulan, however, sucked me. That was garbage.
I did not see the live version. I heard a lot of people say that, and I'm like, because at first, like when I seen the previews, I wanted to go see it, and then I heard the reviews on it. I'm like, no, I ain't wasting my money for that.
They didn't have any music. What do you have Mulan for if you don't have music?
Yeah,
it's awful. I didn't like it. Also, Mushu.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check out the live version of Aladdin, though. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, that's okay. That recommendation, it's a good one. Aladdin, in my opinion, almost up to Beauty and the Beast in like live action renditions. I really hope they don't fuck up the Little Mermaid, because that's like that's my absolute favorite. I know they're like trying to develop it now. I'd be very upset if they didn't
I
do.
think the cast they got for the live action Little Mermaid so far looks pretty good. Now I know there was some flack because the lady playing the Little Mermaid is black and not white, but I'm like, if she can sing, have at it. You know,
Also, in
the
the
skin color is not gonna bother me. You know, if you can perform and sing and do what they're supposed to. You know.
also in the actual story, I'm pretty sure she's green. So
Yeah. So
absolutely, that's not shouldn't be the focus here. I don't think I've seen any of the other cast except for just Ariel, and I know that they're like looking, or they're like trying to develop it.
but the girl they got to play Ariel, I'm looking forward to seeing her do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But like when they first announced her, everybody was mad that it was a black person. I'm like, don't why? It's a character.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't have gotten mad if they recasted Belle.
She's also a mermaid. Like
Yeah, and she's a mermaid. I mean, come on, people.
She is a
Do you
mythical
not have
creature.
anything better to get upset about?
Yeah. Oh goodness.
Like people are crazy, crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. But I
Yeah,
really,
The Little Mermaid's another one. I hope they do justice with.
oh, I really hope they do justice, because that's the one that came out the year of my birth. That's the one that, like, I don't know why it just like stuck with me. Like that was like, I always wanted to be a mermaid. I loved The Little Mermaid. Like that was the one for me. And I just, I really hope they stick the landing on it.
Yep, I hope they do too. Just for your sake, Emmy. Now,
Thank you.
to traumatize you.
And I like, I don't know. Oh goodness. So Hamilton.
I think we've covered Hamilton and every other musical we can think of.
Yeah, for real. For real. Every single one of them.
Every single one of them. We suggest go just take a day, do nothing but listen to musicals.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, there is one that we didn't touch. That was recommended to me by Jordan, who's a listener of the Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys watch 6? It was the one, I'm gonna mess it up now. Henry's trying
Oh,
to
the one
sing
of
that
Henry
song.
VIII.
Yeah, Henry VIII. There we
wife.
go. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I've heard about it.
Oh, that's another one that is fantastic and about history.
Yeah, I've heard about it. I haven't watched it yet, but I've heard about it.
Okay. I would be remiss if I didn't at least bring that one up, because it is very good.
Yeah, and it's history, so I'm definitely gonna have to check that one out. But
Yeah.
I think I heard him talking about it, and I was like, "Oh, I want to see that."
Yeah. It's worth it. It's worth it. It's the
Six Wives of Henry
six
VIII.
wives. Yeah. And I was gonna try to say what they all were. It's like something divorced, beheaded, something divorced, died.
I had a kid in my world history class? Might have been my world history class, and they got to pick their project. I gave them a list of projects, and one of them was to create a rap song about King Henry's VIII's wives, and that's what they chose, and it was awesome. It was fantastic. I was like, y'all are so creative.
That is really cool. And to think that like that might have like been a starting point to somebody creating 6, or like that creation in somebody's class being like, I'm going to create this, and then I'm going to take it a step further and actually like make it something that everybody knows now. That's really cool.
Yeah, they did a really good job. I was like, I'm gonna have to give them an A. That creativity was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, even like they performed it in front of the class, in front of their peers. It wasn't like, can we come just do it for you and not in front of the class? They were hyped to do it in front of the class, and their peers loved it also.
That's awesome.
Did they have
like middle and high schoolers? They don't want to get up in front of the class. Period. Like when they have to do presentations, they're like, ugh.
Yeah.
So they were excited to do it, and the peers loved it.
What did you say, Brendan?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check out 6.
Was there a beat over it too?
So one guy did the rap, one guy wrote the rap, and then there was 3 of them, and the other guy did like the beatboxing and whatever.
That is so cool. I wish
they
I
all
had
liked my class because I came up with like really cool projects to do instead of like the boring, just do research, write me a paper.
Yeah, those were the classes that I liked. Instead of
and my world history class, they had to create their own civilizations. They had to name it, figure out how, name the food, name the towns, name the rivers, name the mountains, everything. I had one person base it all off of like cleaning supplies. Like their whole civilization was based off cleaning supplies. Like they had a river named Mr. Clean.
I had a history teacher that did that. It was your plane crash landed. It was like that kind of activity. I got kicked off the island because when they were like, okay, well, are we gonna eat the people who didn't make it? I was like, hell yeah. And me and another person were kicked off the island and had to create our own island. Because we were both like, yeah, we're gonna eat the people who didn't make it. Why not? Why would we waste food?
I had one girl recreate the volcano, Mount Vesuvius, and wipe out Pompeii. She created it, and she used hot sauce or taco sauce from Taco Bell as like the lava. I mean, that was genius.
That is genius.
And I was like, didn't it really explode? She just like poured it on the side of the little volcano and it started going down. And she's like, and this is how Pompeii got wiped out.
With taco sauce.
With taco sauce from Taco Bell.
And now the people are edible.
And now the people are edible. That's the island you need to be on.
I think either my 4th or 5th grade year, we did something with Cloudy of the Chance of Meatballs. We had to take a shoebox
Mm-hmm. I
and
think it was your 5th grade year.
basically recreate a scene from Cloudy of the Chance of Meatballs, but do it in like 3D. That was fun. That was cool.
That would be. So like, did you with food? Like you had food that you were putting in the shoebox?
Me and my mom did it together, and we just bought up tinfoil and colored it brown.
Okay.
So it could be like a meatball. And then I collect the little NASCAR diecast. So I just put them on there, made the road and houses and stuff.
Cool.
You also had to create your own game in world history with Coach Davison.
Oh, that was annoying. I liked it, but the people I was with made that annoying.
Yeah, he did that. I think like the year after you left, he had a guy do it, and he created his own tic-tac-toe board with different history things, and he painted it, drew it, everything, and it was. I mean, it was huge. And then they had little bean bags, and you would have to answer questions, and you would place your bean bag wherever you wanted to play tic-tac-toe.
Oh, that's cool.
But yeah, the little boy that did it, he was like a magnificent artist in like 10th grade.
Oh, okay.
So he did that. It was really cool. I forgot which one you did. You did something with Adolf Hitler.
Yeah, we did a World War II one.
Yeah.
And by my knowledge, I'm still the only person that aced the World War I and World War II quiz. Test.
And till this day, I still told the coach you cheated.
I don't. I love those two wars.
I know you didn't. You wouldn't have, because I was in the building. I would have come and beat your tail.
Yeah. I was a good guy in school.
I love those two wars. Those are my favorite wars.
I had one group. My honors world history class recreated a Greek mythology wedding. That was the project. The whole class did it. They're like, "Can we do a class project?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And they each, like, somebody created like the invitations to the wedding and all kinds of stuff. I had some really creative kids.
Wow. That's awesome.
Like, I was like, I did not think y'all were this creative, but they came in and decorated my class, and everything. They're like, "We'll do it all," and I was like, "Okay."
As long as you take it down.
Yeah. Well, they come back. Like, I think I had that was the year I had Burr. I don't remember if you remember Burr.
Yeah, Dilbert.
Yeah, he was in my class. So he left right after my class, which was third block. So he come back, and I think there was one other kid that came back and cleaned up.
Aww.
But yeah, they created like a whole Greek god mythology wedding.
That's kids can be a lot more creative. I feel like when left to their own devices.
Like, you just give them like basic guidelines and let them go, and that's when you can really see them bloom and show what they know.
Yeah. I've had a couple of those moments myself where it's just like, yep, hands off. Y'all do you. You got this.
And then there were some teachers that would be pissed because when I did my subbing, the kids loved me more than they did the regular teachers. They're like, I'd rather have Miss Reed than have you. I was like, don't tell your teachers that.
Oh.
As long as I had you or Miss Betty or Miss Kenny, I was happy.
For your subs.
But there really wasn't a teacher I didn't like.
Yeah, most of your teachers were pretty cool.
No, there's a few coaches I didn't like.
Well, that's a different story. We're talking about teachers.
I mean, but have you ever had a coach run at you full speed and slide into you at full speed while you're playing baseball in like the second week of practice? Throwing it out there.
No, the head coach knew I was pissed about that and knew I was about ready to kick that dude's ass.
Guess he never came back because he was a bitch. Hate that guy.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, he was terrible. was very bad. That's why he only lasted 2 weeks, I think.
Maybe it was about like 2 months.
I don't even think it was that long.
No, because he almost hurt me pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, he took you out at your knee, and I was pissed. And Coach Davidson knew I was pissed.
I was like, hey, we're practicing something. And you're a 25-year-old man who is 6'4" and fast as fuck. And you're coming at a 15-year-old who's only 5'10", and you're running at him, and then you proceed to take out his knee? Yeah. Fuck you.
That's your baseball story for the night?
Yep. Yep. Or I can mention the time that I cheated. I cheated in the baseball game once.
How does one do that? I don't know the sports ball.
So, I was the second baseman. And we were playing a close game. It was the final play of the game. If the team scored, they won. Well, we were like up by 2, so they needed 3 to win the game. Some dude from the outfield throws me the ball. I dive after the kid at second. I tag the kid. I lose the ball. And if you lose the ball, the kid is safe. But the umpire couldn't see it because my glove was under the kid. So I moved my glove over the ball to where the ump still thought I had the ball.
Okay.
So
I feel like if nobody saw it, that's not cheating.
I felt wrong because I lied about it.
Yeah.
Because the ump asked if I dropped the ball. I was like, no. So I felt like I cheated the dude.
Yeah.
But I was like, I want to win. Screw you. You're unimportant to me.
I don't know sports. But that sounds legal to me. I feel like sports they're hard sometimes.
But that was fun. That was a fun game. And we
Yeah. Yeah. Yep, that's a fun game.
Damn, it's
All right.
11:35?
Huh?
It's 11:35?
It is 11:35.
That's me going off the rails and being like, y'all motherfuckers are coming with me.
It's fun. It was fun. Yeah, as long
I like
as
going
you
off
have
the
fun.
rails with Emmy. We need to have a segment every month with Off the Rails with Emmy.
I'm okay with that. I am perfectly okay with that.
I don't know. Clinton might get jealous.
Bring Clinton in too.
Brandon might get jealous.
He can stay jealous.
Yeah, we might have to work that out. Whenever Emmy's available, we're going to have Off the Rails with Emmy.
Just
If you guys are down, I'm down.
but part of this is also I was late.
Hydration.
Oh no. I was gonna say that I was late.
Oh,
I'm also hydrated, but that's fine.
suppose.
I'm hydrated too, but it's okay.
Okay.
It is fine. But I think we're going to end our podcast tonight so we can all get some rest. Because I don't want Brandon to be mad at me when he wants you to record again for the Patreons.
I think we've got storms coming. So
Yeah.
not recording tonight.
Luckily, like I said, ours was just wind, so and a little rain.
It was raining in Raleigh really bad, from what I was told.
It hasn't gotten here yet because I don't see it out the front door. But I want to thank you for joining us tonight, Emmy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It's been an absolute blast.
I can't wait to hear this back. It's gonna be so crazy.
I think it's well over 2 hours.
Oh, this will be our longest podcast ever, Brendan.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks to Emmy.
I'm sorry.
Well, that's okay. People need something to listen to if they're driving in the car on a trip.
And
I'm sorry to all of you.
Editing. Put in the editing app, get it rendered, and it's going right to YouTube.
There you go.
When it pops itself.
There you go. So, to our listeners, we hope you're going to enjoy this. Please check out Emmy's podcast, which is the Avengers podcast. You can find them on Spotify and Apple. And you can also follow them on Twitter. So check them out. If you're a Marvel geek, check them out. They're the best.
We only need 2 more followers on Twitter before we hit 600.
Nice. Congrats.
I know. So yeah, follow us on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, ABINGERS. I'm afraid Brandon will get mad at me if I don't say everything. And all the places. Yeah. And all the places that podcasts are available.
There you go. So, as we say on this podcast, we are mid out. Thank you.
Thank you guys.
This has been fun.